Alright, so we are calculating a problem here that says to find the grams in ammonium phosphate that are in 3.2 moles of ammonium phosphate. Now that's a problem that has grams listed, which should mean that you're going to need the molar mass. So we know the periodic table is going to be necessary here. We also see that words like atoms, molecules, particles, they're not listed in this example. So we're not going to need Avogadro's number. You don't need to use Avogadro's number for all these problems. We only need molar mass. So it's probably a good idea to go ahead and find the molar mass. Now when I look at my formula, NH43PO4, I see first off that I have that 3 on the outside of the parentheses. And I've taught you in class that that 3 distributes to both the nitrogen and the hydrogen. So we have 3 nitrogens there. And each nitrogen, if I look on the periodic table, has a mass of 14.01. Now, I have 12 hydrogens. 3 times 4 is 12. So that means that I'm going to multiply the 12 times whatever the molar mass of hydrogen is, and it just happens to be 1.01. Look on the periodic table to get that. Now the 3 doesn't apply to the phosphorus or the oxygen. So I just have 1 phosphorus, and if I look on the periodic table, 1 phosphorus is 30.97 grams. And I've left off grams over here, so let's see if I can fill it in. Grams over here. Grams. Not very good looking G, but we'll just go with it. And then the last element is oxygen. I have 4 of those, and each one of those off the periodic table I can figure out is 16.00 grams. So I multiply 3 times 14.01, 12 times 1.01, 30 plus 30.97 plus 4 times 16. And after I sum all those together, I end up with 149.12 grams per mole. All that means is that if I have 1 mole of this substance, this NH4, 3PO4, and I wanted to know how many grams I had in 1 mole, well, there it is, 149.12 grams in 1 mole. And that's going to be a conversion factor that I use for my problem. Alright, so we set up our conversion brackets. I'm trying to find grams of NH4, PO4, ammonium phosphate, and I want to know how many grams are in 3.2 moles. Now, I made a bit of a mistake here writing it out. We really should have 3.20, and that's really to make it 3 sig figs. So the 3.20 is what this says up here. So when we find our answer, we're going to put it in the 3 sig figs. So let's try and fill in 0 right there. There we go. Set up our brackets. Oops, not a good line there. And I guess I probably should include the formula, NH4, 3PO4. Okay. Actually, you know what? Let's just erase that. It looks terrible. Alright. Line there. Oh. You guys probably feel like you're in class with me. Moles of NH4. Oops. 3PO4. bottom I'm going to have moles of NH3PO4. I said NH3PO4, I meant to say NH4,3PO4. And what am I trying to find? I'm trying to find grams of NH4, 3PO4. So I need to find a conversion factor. Well, there's one right there. 1 mole of NH4, 3PO4 is equal to 149.12 grams. Perfect. Now my moles are going to cancel. And to find my answer, I'm going to multiply 3.20 times 149.12 grams. Nothing to do on the bottom because it's a 1. And my answer ends up being 477 grams of NH4 PO4. And there's my answer. Now, does the answer make sense? Now, I'll always ask you to ask yourself this when you're doing the problem. To have 1 mole, I need 149 grams. But I have 3.2 moles. So that means I should have an answer more than 149. And so I look at my answer, it's definitely more than 149, so the answer looks like it makes sense. And there we go. That's your standard mole to gram.